Assalamualaikum and hi class. Welcome to Healthcare Information System Lab 4. How we design the healthcare data record in order to create the electronic medical record for healthcare information system. Okay, uh, in front of your video now, I show you uh, how we model or we design the patient master index. Okay, so remember that in the lecture 4. Okay, so we got four 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 type of healthcare data component. One is a patient master information, and this is an entity that we discover during the model, and the example of the ERD. So now we proceed with the ERD. We go to the star UML, and then you start to design each of the entity to become uh, uh, a real data store for the patient master information system or patient management system that manage the uh, patient data. Okay, before that I show you the actual system. Call it healthcare information system. I need to sign in. Okay, this is an example of system. Uh, Healthcare information system is a complete module. Okay, so uh, we hold first, system administration. So we go to the outpatient management. So this module is actually manage the patient registration. We call it patient management system. So under patient management system, we uh, we cater the registration functionality. So when patient come to the counter, okay, normally we ask the IC number, for example, and then we try to type, okay, and then we search the patient. Okay, so this patient name is Muhammad Kanapi Abdul Ghani, for example. Okay, so this information is collect from the patient master index. So you can see that this is a master index, detailed master index. Okay, so this is information. Okay, this is what I means that patient master information. Okay, so from this system you see there are a lot of attribute need to be added here, need to design the attribute to make it the patient master information complete like this one. Okay, so we have nationality, passport, salutation, name, date of birth, marital status, uh, gender, religion, race, address, home address, office address, and etc. So this is attribute that you need to design for patient master index information. Okay, let's say this is employment information. Okay, next of kin information, family information, medical insurance information. Okay, this relate to this data model. Okay, So that means this come first, and then when you realize into the system, their look like is like this. Yeah? The presentation of the data of the system like this. Okay, and let's say you want to add medical information. Okay, this is attribute. Okay, so before you go to this coding, you need to design the user interface. Okay, this is a process. That means after you come up with the ERD, the next process normally here, the next process is design the UI. Okay, and then you can start your development work. Okay, what you need to do is here, so you design the attribute. Okay, what else in the family history? Yeah, patient master index number, next of kin. This is wrong, I think. Family ID. Family ID example. Family, your kids IC number, yeah, or passport. His name. Okay, enough, I think. So next of kin, this next of kin ID is IC number for your wife or your husband, right? So we can add another attribute name. Okay, and also you can sorry. Oh, I think you can type here the data type, yeah. PMI number, for example, 30. The length is 30. Right? Okay, okay. Hmm. Okay, so you can define here the data type, yeah. ID, for example, IC number, I think 12, yeah. But bacha, you can just put the T, yeah, name. uh, Bacha also 150. Okay. So birth information is information of uh, information during you when your mother delivered you, then this is information need to be entered, yeah? So this is very rare information, very difficult to get information because um, it's a very long time ago, and then you cannot remember the information. So maybe example of the birth information is of course you need to put the PMI number. It's a foreign key for the patient master information. So for your information, yeah, normally I don't use the foreign key. So the foreign key is controlled by the program. So what we design in the database is normally a primary key only. So that's why you see that the PMI number is repeated in the in another table, yeah, another entity. So the program will control the uh, foreign key by passing this key to that entity. Yeah, so we don't create the primary the foreign key using the features for database system. Let's say we use Oracle, so they have their primary the foreign key features. So the reason why I handle the foreign key in the program, yeah, uh, the reason is to make sure that your application, the application is easy to maintain and easy to uh, what do you call it? It ensure that the application got portability. Yeah, so they can we can use any data based system, whether we want to use Oracle or we want to use MySQL or SQL server. So it doesn't matter, because we control the foreign key, and the data maintenance also very easy to handle because we don't need to delete child or mother or parent and so on. So we can direct go to the table and we maintain it because the foreign key is handled by the application. Yeah. Okay, so if you look at this table, so we link all the PMI number as a foreign key to another entity. Yeah, this one also we need to add the PMI number. Yep. So maybe it different with what you learn in the database. So normally you have a bridge table, to handle the foreign key. So from my design here, so we don't have a foreign key. Okay, so we link all the primary key to another table, become as a foreign key. Okay, what else? That's okay. Name, session master information. This is very big table actually. We can add the name. Okay. uh, okay, gender, race, yep, nationality. Example, what else? My number, ID number, name, gender, race, nationality, uh, religious. or organ donor ID means organ donor code, let's say hand, eye, yeah, ear. So it should maintain with a standard code. Yeah. Employment history. So maybe it's the company code. Company code. So one to many. I mean, Ali can have many employment history. Yeah. Health insurance. Also PMI number. Yeah. You can add the data type later. But most important thing during the design of the database, because this is time that you need more idea. So forget with the data type first and then list all the attribute so that you you will not forget the important information to be added in the certain entity. Okay, PMI number, insurance code for example, insurance company. Okay, and then of course you have insurance name for example, company name, insurance company name. Okay, birth information, what else? PMI number, and then head size for example. Okay, your weight, delivery type, forceps or scissor. Yeah. So this information is very important. Okay, next of kin you can add letter. So this one you start to define the data type. Okay, and then you continue to design the attribute and also the data type. Yeah. So this is an example. So now you have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 entity with attribute. Then this is a candidate uh, entity that become a table. So you go to the MySQL or your my front SQL or MySQL front to start to create the table. So this is a process of design the data uh, or table, your table. So this when you go to the MySQL or Oracle to create the table, so this is a DDL they call it, data definition language. Okay, so this is an example of patient master index. So we show you the clinical data. Okay, so this data actually, if you use the star UML and it integrate, so this entity same with the patient master index. So when you update here, so it will affect to another entity which refer to the same entity. So this one. So a lot of entity already updated here. Yeah. Okay, this is example uh, how the clinical data is generated. Yeah? So we start with the patient master information. Okay, this is this what we call it a driver of the data. Uh, if we want to collect or generate the health condition summary or visit summary without the patient information, so the system or application should deny the request. Because how you want to add the health condition summary or visit summary data uh, without attached with the patient information? So the that's why the model or the linkage between patient master information is uh, a main uh, connection between episode and encounter. So every time you add the clinical data into the health condition summary or visit summary, so you need to bring the episode date. So here should have primary key is episode date. Visit summary also should have episode date. Okay, so that means when you want to look up the health condition summary or visit summary for the date of visit, we just write a SQL statement to search a specific date that required by the physician. Okay, so this table is easy to maintain when you want to, let's say you want to view the patient medical record for specific date, uh, and then you can select where episode date equal to blah 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 from all the table. Okay, encounter information should have an encounter date and episode date. So episode date is also key. So this is a key, primary key. So that means the combination of episode date and encounter date become a primary key. So this encounter should relate to the owner, right? Owner of the record. Of course, need the MI number. Okay, so this is this primary key become a foreign key for this table. So anywhere you go to the whether you go to the pharmacy, radiology, or laboratory or billing, so you need to carry the PMI number. Yep. What else? The episode. Okay, so PMI number also required here. We want to know that this record owned by who, right? So that's why the PMI number uh, need to be there in all the record, data table. Okay, so this also need episode date. Okay, CIS, actually a lot of table support to the CIS information system. So we need to expand the entity that generate the data for the CIS. So for time being, we hold this one. Okay. So from this table, from this ERD, I hope that you understand that uh, how to design the hacker information system data model. Okay? So that means every episode or encounter will be logged at all table uh, which under the same episode. So that's why one episode should have many encounter. So let's say you come to the episode. Sorry. Okay, when you register to the counter, so the date that you register become the episode date. Then when you assign to the doctor, so it consider one encounter under that episode. So when the doctor send you to the radiology, so uh, it's under same episode but different encounter. This is require encounter date. Yeah? Okay. Every encounter means where you get the services in within the hospital. Okay. So under episode date, so we should have encounter date. If you use small capital letter, small letter, or you use a capital letter, so you need to standardize, so that this is a standardized. Hmm. Okay, okay. So this also require encounter. So the encounter date should be different with laboratory, radiology, and pharmacy. Maybe the date is same, but the time is different. Okay, let's say you register uh, 16th of April at 9 o'clock. Okay, here episode date is 16 April and time is normally we store the episode date is date and time, to become a unique 9 o'clock. So when the patient go to the pharmacy at 10 o'clock, so the encounter date is 16th of April, 10 o'clock. But the episode date is same with this episode. Okay. And then let's say you arrive at the radiology 11 o'clock. So the encounter date is 11 o'clock. But the same episode, 16th of April. So this one need to standardize. When you use small letter, then you need to standardize all the attribute need to use a same name. Okay. So this is a way how you design your clinical health data. Yeah. So you need to give you another example. So under visit summary, we got a lot of entity. Yeah. So you need to create another entity. Let's say by diagnosis. Yeah. Complaint. Okay. What else? Family history or past medical history. Yeah. Complaint, diagnosis. Okay, vital sign. Okay, one visit can have many vital sign. For example, one visit we have many complaint, or we have many diagnosis. So the model is one to many. The relationship is one to many. Okay, you continue with the design of the attribute. Here also have they call it medical history code. Yep. And this one vital sign code. Maybe you can combine under vital sign, maybe blood pressure, systolic, BP, dystolic, DYS. Pulse. Okay. What else? Oxygen. Weight. What else? Glucose. And etc. Okay. Complaint code. Okay. Diagnosis. ICD-10 code. Because this is standard used by the WHO. This is one example. Visit summary. I give you an example here. Okay, this is a CIS system. Okay, doctor will call for the patient. Why do I have a patient here? Hmm. So I need to register one patient. Register one patient. So the patient in the queue. Okay. So the doctor should see this patient in the queue. When he or she select the queue, so the patient is already in the queue. So we consult, and then okay, this is an example of clicking process. So the doctor can search the complaint, report by the patient. Let's say they Kanapi said that he got vomiting, so we type vomiting. So vomiting is displayed here, and then select how many days you got vomiting. 1 day, moderate, and then the doctor put the comment here. Okay, and then add the symptom, here, and then what is the another complaint? You normally you tell the doctor, okay, dizziness, whatever, dizziness. Okay, when you start got the dizziness, 1 day, moderate, dizziness. Add a symptom. So see, one visit you can add more than one symptom. So this symptom is actually analyzed by the doctor. Okay, and then you add the symptom. Close. So the symptom is displayed here. Okay, and then the doctor can enter the history of present illness, past medical history, family medical history. For example, maybe your father got hypertension, then you select here father. Okay, add the history. Okay, the hypertension is there. Okay, this is a process where the doctor plug in the clinical information system. Okay, they can go to the objective and vital sign. They can enter the blood pressure, repository, oxygen, temperature, blood glucose, BMI, cholesterol. Okay, so this is where the source of data, healthcare data, is generated. Clinical data is generated from the consultation. Okay, I on hold this session. Then we go to the data model. So before you before you continue with the development, so you need to complete this data table, this data model, ERD. So in ERD normally is high level, but to speed up the process, from the ERD you can add all the attribute required. Then the ERD can be used for DDL process, data definition language in a specific database system. Okay, from the ERD that you develop, so you now in the process of creating the DDL statement in a specific database system. So what you need to do is after this, after you finish your data model, or after you design the ERD, so you need to decide whether you want which type of database system that you want to use or implement in your project. So whether MySQL or Oracle and etc. So this is very simple process. So I don't need to show you how to select the database, but you need to consider two or three things before you select the database. First, you need to uh, make sure that the support of the database uh, is continuous. Yeah, let's say you want to use open source, for example the MySQL is a free, so you will use the GNU license. So GNU license is open source. So I think the community of the MySQL is very big across the world. Yeah? So that information or that criteria you need to consider. Of course, Oracle is very good database system, but maybe you can't afford to buy the Oracle software. It's very expensive because the support is anywhere. Yeah? Or you want to use uh, what do you get it? Mongo, NoSQL database, MongoDB, and so on. So you consider uh, what I told to you just now, support, the cost, and also the continuous continuous development or continuous features that will be added into the database system. Of course, the Oracle will enhance or will add the features every year maybe. So I don't think that MySQL is static. Yeah, MySQL also under Oracle now. So the development of Oracle and MySQL is parallel. Yeah, they develop the database system same as what the Oracle developed their Oracle database. Okay, I think that's it. You can continue your database design through ERD, then complete your ERD, but don't wait until your ERD complete. Otherwise, you will not start your development. Yeah? So whatever you have, you go to the specific database that can show you MySQL front. Yeah? If you don't have MySQL front, so you can use any tools that you can develop or you can create the database. Yeah? Then you go to the MySQL front, or you go to the what do you call it, the one tools which is integrate to all the PHP and web server. So under that tool, it also maintain the MySQL, MySQL database. So you go to the MySQL database and then you start to create the table. Okay, I think in lab 4, So this is exercise or work that you need to finish. So complete your ERD for clinical, yeah, for Fashion Master Index, and then for administrative data, yeah, user ID information, the role, HFC information, clinic day, discipline, sub-discipline, lookup detail, lookup master. Okay, I can show you the lookup master and lookup detail. What is a lookup master and what is a lookup detail? Yeah? So it's supposed under system administration where this system administration maintain the the setup of the application. So this is a example of lookup master. So for example, we create the master code 0001 is for country. So under country, so we have a detailed country in the world. So it should be under detail. So you can see that under the country, so this is a list of lookup detail. Yep. So you can add here the lookup detail under master lookup called country. So when you want to use this data, so you need to hard code from your program. For example, select lookup table where master code equals 001 and detail code is equal something something. Yeah, I give you example. Let's say Malaysia. So this is how you maintain. Okay, the master code is 0001. For master code for country is 0001, and the detail code for Malaysia is 001. So when you want to search this Malaysia, so you need to pass the code 0001 001. Okay, and then you need to hard code this one. This is one only, once only. So that means from your select statement, so you need to specify this master code and also the detail code, or maybe you can put a where condition equal to Malaysia. Okay, so when you want to add any code, so you don't need to go to your program and then you do a hard coding. So this is called parameterized. So there are a lot of lookup master here where you can define any type of code that can be used in your application without touch any code, program code, or any modify on the program in your application. So you can see that the designation, for example, no data. Let's say religion. Okay, so you can add other religions. Example, Jewish. Okay, start date and date is actually maybe you want to terminate automatically this code for temporary use. So you set, for example, for 1 month or forever. For forever, you can put you can select future year. Okay, and then you active the code. If you want to inactive this code, let's say this code or lookup detail is no longer used, so you can inactive it. Active mean you enable the data to be used. Right. Okay, so you can see that the religion of Jewish is already add. When you go to the application, so this data is uh, already exists, and then you can use. I give you example. So this is a religion. You go to the passion. Okay, try go to here, religion. Okay, Jewish Yahoo is already uh, added in the uh, combo box, data list. Okay, I think that's it. You continue with the four main data component. Okay, I repeat again, clinical data, administrative data. Why very difficult to pronounce it. Uh, then you have administrative data component. Okay, this is data decomposition diagram. Okay, and then patient master index. Okay, this is a clinical support system data. We have lab, we have radiology, we have pharmacy, we have procedure. So this is a high level. So example, under pharmacy there are a lot of table. For example, stock, uh, dispense, uh, screening, and so on. Okay, so it should be have many entity here. So I stop here because we need a detailed design for each of the clinical support system here. Okay, class, I think that's it as a guidance for you to continue the database design. So don't waste your time or don't wait to start for your project on the HIS. So once you complete your ELD or half of the completion, so you go to the database design or table design, create the table, and then you create the UI and start your development. Okay, thank you very